Hi YouTube, welcome to Pagan Perspective. This is Friday and I am Megan. Hi YouTube, welcome to Pagan Perspective. This is Friday. I am Megan, aka Sabirasri, and I escaped. Oh my goodness, stuck in that basement. My goodness. So Angelo, come on, this is my spot. No, thank you so much. I really appreciated you filling in for me. Oh my goodness. Anyone has dental work, you'll understand. So I am back, and today we actually have a kind of a two-part question, but they really go together. So basically the two different questions that we have are, one is that, can you be a non-deist, basically? Can you think of God and goddess more as energy and as symbolic versus being actual deities that you worship? And then the second is, how does the atheist sort of play into paganism? And so we've actually had an atheist pagan on here before. She started with me as a sub way back, and then she needed to move on and do what she needed to do. And so you can definitely go check out some of her videos on atheist paganism. I think they were really great. For me, I am definitely a deist. So my tradition, my family tradition, the god and the goddess and the deities that we follow they're real. So it's a little bit different. It is not sort of the symbolic meaning. However, that is so important for so many pagans. It's part of the pagan community. Now, part of the question also had to do with religious versus spiritual. And I did a big video on this before on this channel, so you can check that out as well, where I am super big on reclaiming the word religious. I don't think that only organized religion, only the Abrahamic faiths own it. I don't think so. I think that if you want to be religious, if you are religious about your religion, I mean, really, when we think about the word religious, it means basically to practice. If you are a religious person, it means you practice something. So you can work out religiously. You can go to the movies religiously if you're a big movie buff. You can draw religiously. It means every single day. It means it's part of your life. It's part of who you are. And so when I say I'm a religious person, I mean that it is part of my everyday life. It is part of what I do. Every time I'm thinking about something, I'm thinking about it in the terms of my religion as it equates to my life in all its different respects. I mean, we all have different compartments in our life. We all wear lots of different hats. But our religion, our spirituality, there's a difference between just saying, well, I'm just going to be spiritual, and that's fine. And then saying, I'm religious. I'm going to own this. Now, if you don't feel ready to own it, then spiritual is probably the best word for you. I think that that's great. And you can be spiritual and religious at the same time. You can also choose not to use the word religious like I do. I'm just such a big proponent of owning that and taking it back. I just want to, it's sort of like the word witch. I want to reclaim it and take it away from the people that have bastardized it and really, I think, sullied its name where it can be so amazing. So that's sort of my little take on the whole spiritual religious. I think you can be both too. I think you can be spiritual in some respects and religious on other respects. So I don't think that you have to be one or the other, or that one is better than the other or anything like that. They're just different sides of very similar coins in a lot of ways. And I think that we need to stop as a society, I think, and this is just my personal take, we need to stop thinking that we have to fit into some label in order to use it, that there is some sort of hierarchy or authority that's going to come down on us and say, no, you can't use that label. I really don't like that. I like labels. I mean, Rich says labels are for soup cans, and I think that's really cute. And for a lot of people, they are. And, honestly, sometimes I think that way too. But for me, I really like what a label can do for a person, particularly young people. So teenagers who are just finding themselves, sometimes it's really good to have a label to be able to feel like this defines me. This says that I'm part of this culture, and this says that I'm part of this movement. And, you know, that's amazing. And I think that labels have their place in our society. What I don't like is when people start using my label's better than your label, or you can't be part of my label because of this and this. Well, no one made you the authority on that label. So if you want to be a atheist pagan, if you want to be a spiritual pagan, if you want to be a religious pagan, if you want to be a non-deist pagan, you can do it. It's all in there for you. I really want to try and get that point across, is that no one is saying, no one of any consequence at least, is saying that you can't do this. And if they are trying to tell you that you can't, then you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. There is no governing body. It's not like that. Now, if you want to follow a very specific tradition, then yeah, there's going to be some authority there. There's going to be certain rules and certain steps that you need to follow in order to work within that tradition. But if we're talking eclectic paganism, you can do what you want. You really can. There aren't any rules in that, and there is a place for you. What I hope that people do is think about what it is that speaks to them, what means something to them, and find deity from there. Find energy from there. Find universe from there. Find that spark that makes you want to get up in the morning, that makes you excited about your faith, and that honestly is there for you when you're not doing great. I think for me, that's what is most important. In my day-to-day life, I might not need the god and the goddess 100% of the time. In fact, for me, the god and the goddess that I worship, they're kind of like, leave us out of your everyday life. It's, you know, we're kind of above that, and we don't really need to be bothered with that. And so they're fine with you sending out energy, but I'm not going to venerate myself every single day for every single small thing. But for me, where I really connect with my faith and where I find just the most amount of help with my faith is when things are not going right. So find the thing for you that helps you during those dark times. Find the thing that helps you through the hard times and the times when you feel like you don't have any answers and you don't know what's going on. Find whatever faith, whatever belief, whatever you want to label it. Find something that helps you get through that time, because then that's the right thing for you. And everyone has a different path and different journey, and my journey isn't going to be right necessarily for you, just like someone else's journey is not going to be right for me. Everyone has their own path to go down, and what helps them get them through those bad times, that's when you know it's right. That's what has gotten inside, gotten to that special place, and that's what it's there for. So that's sort of my two cents, I guess, my pagan perspective for this week. And yeah, so I will see you guys next week. I hope everybody is having a great week, and as always, blessed be.